Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. Be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube to get all of my videos delivered directly to your feed. Many of the storylines revolving around the San Francisco 49ers during this Super Bowl week will surely revolve around their second-year quarterback, Colin Kaepernick, his development, how good he's played in the playoffs, how much poise he's shown towards the end of the season and in the playoffs once he became the starter. But at least for this day, at least for Monday of Super Bowl week, their backup quarterback, Alex Smith, making a little bit of headlines here. A report released today that I first saw on Pro Football Talk, since I've seen it all over the place really, is that Alex Smith will likely ask for his release at the end of the season. And from my standpoint, I don't think anyone can blame him for doing so. Smith is a guy, was the starter till Week 10, and now you look, leads the team to the NFC Championship game last year, in which he played a great game in that divisional round game. Let's not forget that against the Saints, where he got into a shootout with Drew Brees, led the 49ers to a win, comes into this season as the starter, plays until Week 10, gets injured, Kaepernick takes over, and now it looks as though, obviously, Kaepernick is the quarterback of the future, the quarterback of the present, and Alex Smith, reports say, is going to ask for his release. He is due $8.5 million for next year. He gets a $1 million roster bonus if he's on the roster after April 1st. All right. In order for Smith to be active and to be a prominent figure in free agency from the beginning, he would have to request his release from the 49ers. So I think from that business standpoint, from sort of making sure he covers all his bases from an options standpoint, I think it totally makes sense for Alex Smith to ask for his release at season's end. You look at the draft coming up. There's no Andrew Luck. There's no Robert Griffin III. All right. Now you look at the free agent class of quarterbacks. Joe Flacco is going to be a free agent, but based on this run that the Ravens have gone on in the playoffs here, they're certainly going to lock him up to a long-term deal. There's obviously a million questions surrounding Michael Vick. So you look at Alex Smith as possibly being the best quarterback available as a whole, whether from the draft or the free agent class. And there is certainly a value put on that. And, from all the different stories I've been reading, there are NFL GMs out there who think that Alex Smith, while not maybe be a franchise guy for the next 6-7 years, can certainly be a nice 3 to 5 year option here if you're a team that's in desperate need of a quarterback. And there's a lot of teams in that boat, guys, whether it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, the Arizona Cardinals. You even want to throw the Jets into that mix if you want. I mean, there's a lot of teams looking. There's quarterback play is not, it doesn't grow on trees, as Bill Parcells once said. So there will be a market for Alex Smith. There'll be a demand for Alex Smith. There'll be a demand for a guy that played well this year when he was in the lineup, led the team to a 6-2-1 record when he was the starter, brought a team to an NFC Championship game last year, and is going to be an unrestricted free agent this year. There will be a market for him. I think the relationship with the 49ers and Alex Smith has truly worked for both sides. I think from a Alex Smith standpoint, let's face it, a lot of people were getting on Jim Harbaugh for benching Alex Smith and going with Colin Kaepernick, saying he wasn't showing loyalty. He gave Alex Smith a shot, Jim Harbaugh, when no one else really did. He nurtured Alex Smith. He brought Alex Smith along, completely changed his game, and made Alex Smith, you can argue, him and Greg Roman combined, into a quarterback that will be desired by several NFL teams, something he certainly wasn't before he got there. And from a 49er standpoint, look, he legitimized the position for them when they needed it most. Was he a game changer like Kaepernick? No, but when they needed a steady presence at the quarterback position, when they were rebuilding this team under Harbaugh, and with the quality roster they had around him, Alex Smith did the job. So I think this relationship has worked for both sides, which is why I don't think the 49ers will put up too much of a gripe or too much of a resistance in giving Smith his release. And again, once Smith gets his release, he'll be in a pretty nice situation because, again, unless you believe Michael Vick has a lot of good years left in him, which I don't, okay? I know this sounds crazy to say, and who thought you'd be saying this 2-3 years ago? I think as a steady presence that you can count on to play week in and week out, to not screw the game up for you and make the big turnover, I think Alex Smith is a better option than Michael Vick, and for the next 3 to 5 years, he's probably a better option than the draft picks coming out because they're simply unknowns. All right, Andrew Luck and Robert Griffin were the most established commodities to come out as starting quarterbacks in a while. All right, they've lived up totally to expectations. It's not a given. Okay, and a lot of these teams that need to stabilize the quarterback position, I think Alex Smith will be a good option. Expect teams to really be vying after his services. Maybe he gets a 3-year contract out of this. I think is probably what teams are going to look to give him here. Remember, he did come out early. He was a younger player when he came out, but he has been in the league 8-9 years now. So he's not a spring chicken, but certainly has 3 to 5 years left in him here. What do you guys think of Alex Smith asking for his release? Maybe the timing of this news coming out, this report coming out, isn't the best with the Super Bowl happening and with a lot of the focus. I'm sure Alex Smith even wants the focus to be on the team this week. He doesn't want it to be on himself. He's been nothing but a great teammate here as the season has played out with this whole situation, a situation he certainly could have made difficult, and I think that's even going to be another positive attribute when he's looking for a new team. You're getting a good guy. If you bring Alex Smith in, let's say you draft a quarterback next year or the year after, he's a guy that won't be a headache to teams. And he doesn't have an "it's all about me" attitude. So I think from a total package perspective, Alex Smith gets hit free agency, probably gets a good landing spot with someone in terms of making his money and being a starter. Let me know what you guys think of this whole situation. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. And again, guys, subscribe to my channel. You get all my videos delivered directly to you. Thanks, guys, and have a good night and enjoy Media Day tomorrow as well.